Originally, wild sheep, the hair didn't keep growing like that. But as we domesticated sheep, we bred them for wool, and it just keeps growing. Sheep shearing does not hurt the sheep, but it has to be done correctly. The sheep are cooperating, staying right there. That's good. My name's Temple Grandin. I am professor of animal science at Colorado State University, and I have spent a large part of my career working on improving animal handling. It's important to handle animals in a low-stress manner. If you handle animals roughly, you injure the animals, you damage product, but also it improves animal welfare because sheep, cattle, pigs, and other animals, they all have emotions. Shearing sheep is the same as getting a haircut, but if you're careless, it's possible to cut the sheep with the shears, and you have to make sure you do not do that. This is where the skill of the shearer is really important.
I'm Stephanie Wilkes, and I shear sheep in Northern California. Ethical sheep shearing is really all normal sheep shearing. Misconceptions that I hear is that I am somehow exceptionally humane or careful, and all of the shearers that I know and work with care about animals as much as I do. Hey, Stephanie. The farms I'm serving are small farms, 2 acres, 5 acres, 10 acres, and almost all the sheep I shear are fiber sheep.
So, you ready for this?
Yeah,
good.
Robin has a very special breed of sheep, the Jacob. They grow terrific fiber, beautiful colors, black and white, spotted. There's also some that have a lilac cast to it, so it's really like a purpley gray. And they're intelligent. We haven't really, domesticated them as much as other breeds.
Yep, there they are.
There they are.
They want to get out.
They want to get out.
Yeah.
They want to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, soon enough.
They were penned here yesterday evening without food or water.
So good. Over 12 hours now. So that's good.
Is.
And no issues you've noticed like CL or
Not
tumors
that I know
or
of.
any. We'll look, but that's good to know. Nobody's lambed. We know you're not bred.
At least according to the ultrasound.
They were all sheared a year ago or never. So no
yeah.
multi-year wool growth that we have to think about. So I know we got a little rain last night.
They've been inside here all night.
They've been inside all night. Great. So we can't shear wet. So those are the biggest things. The method that I use is what's called the New Zealand method of shearing, and it means we turn the sheep over. Generally, I have called my customers to remind them to take the sheep off of food and water, really just overnight like we would before a doctor appointment. And the sheep's just much more comfortable. It doesn't feel the pressure of those 4 to 6 gallons of ruminant system pushing on its diaphragm, which hurt its ability to breathe. Sheep are prey animals. They know something's up or that something's changed in the ether before any of us will. And that includes me stepping onto a property. And what I really noticed is that the calmer I became around them, the easier my shearing got. You really don't need a lot of muscle if you know where to put your hands properly and things like that.
People do always ask me, do the sheep like to be shorn? I can't say that they like it, but I think what we can do as owners and as shepherds and as a shearer is just make it as pleasant of an experience as possible for them.
A lot of these domestic sheep, they'd be in trouble if you didn't shear them.
Wool is very heavy. Every year, a 100-pound sheep is growing 8 to 20 pounds of wool, and it's weighing down on it. It's covering its eyes. The lanolin has dried up. There's so many problems. So they really do need to be sheared once a year, and some breeds need to be sheared twice.
These are animals in which we have created an abundance of wool on them. They do not shed. There is no other way for it to come off. So we always have to step into this process to provide a good quality of life for these animals.
What's really critical that I think doesn't get enough attention is that safety and care for the sheep begin very much in the equipment that I've purchased. I have a battery for its power source, which enables me to shear where there's no power. Every shearer has a handpiece. My handpiece is an extension of my arm. I have asked that I be buried with it. There's a comb and a cutter that attach to the handpiece. We want it cutting the wool and never the sheep. So it's the combination of the comb and the cutter, the type that you've chosen, and how they're set up, that is absolutely critical to how you shear the sheep. And also, I put on suede slippers to be on the plywood because the sheep have so much lanolin and it begins to get very slippery. So the slippers give me feeling of the sheep's body and also traction on the plywood.
This is an age-old art, craft, skill. It's actually a pattern that each of us follow. We unzip this sweater off the sheep as neatly, as calmly as we can so that we've got something absolutely gorgeous to be able to work with in the end.
90% of the job is preparing the sheep well, preparing your equipment well, and the animal handling. The strokes are the easy part, that's the fun part.
Shearing day is the harvest day. Not only is it about the shearing itself and about making the animal comfortable, but then hopefully putting together the bigger picture about what this animal is giving us and then how that person might use that fleece or that fiber for their project. There is the slow food movement, and now there's slow fashion.
People want what's good for the environment. They want what's good for their family. They want what's good for their community. And just like with local foods, local fiber, natural fiber, staying in a community is really no different than your tomatoes.
I'm a big believer in the Livestock Conservancy. You don't want to lose the rare breeds. Their genetics is extremely valuable. And the only way to keep those rare breeds going is people have to raise them and use products from them.
We have a responsibility. We have definitely bred out of most breeds their ability to shed any wool, and it's our responsibility, I feel, to keep them healthy and well.
This is the one thing that I can think of that is never going to be replaced by a machine. So for as long as we have fibered animals on the ground, then we need to have people like myself that are willing to be able to take that fleece or that fiber off.
I wish people understood more about our craft and our vocation. The proof of your work is the artifact and the skill in it.
The thing is, really good shearing is extremely skilled. And the people that do a good job, I'd recommend that they demonstrate how they do it. This is what good shearing is supposed to look like.
training is important. Access to training is important. It's a really good living, and so I understand why people are attracted to it, but you really have to put in the time on training and animal handling. And it's a renewable material. It's a compostable material. The sheep grow that fiber every year, and it can help livelihood. If we valued it more, the price of it would hopefully go up for the farmer, and we would be wearing more sustainable clothing, and farmers would have more income. That's the dream.